Hi everyone, Frank Halverson here with this Week 4 KVGC Les Schwab Tire Pigskin Preview. When we come back, we're going to talk about the action that happened last Friday as well as look at the games coming up this Friday, so don't go away.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks!
Thanks for not just selling me tires.
Thanks for running out to my car to greet me.
Like, running. Thanks for checking my brakes for free!
For fixing my flat
For free.
And being just hassle-free.
For talking to me like an intelligent human being.
You don't see that too often.
Thanks for hustling to get me out of there.
Without making me feel hustled.
So thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for doing the right thing by not just selling me tires.
Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Well, last week was another exciting round of Mother Lode League action as 4 teams in the Mother Lode League remain undefeated. So let's start at the top. Sonora remains on top of the heap at 3-0 after a 69-7 thrashing of Ripon. Sonora raced out to a 34-0 first quarter lead and never looked back. This week, Sonora puts that 3-0 record on the line against another 3-0 team, the always tough squad from Hillmar, who defeated Gustine 39-14. Calaveras, next up, also remains undefeated with a 35-28 win over Modesto Christian. Now, Calaveras jumped out to an early lead, but Modesto Christian fought back to make this one close. Proust and Gian Gregorio both rushed for over 100 yards, and Tyler Bird threw 2 more touchdowns in the win. Calaveras travels to Union Mine this week in our Game of the Week. Next up was Argonaut. That was our Game of the Week last week, and they also remain 3-0 with a sound win 35-30 over Colfax, a very good Colfax team, with outstanding play on both sides of the ball. Colfax came into this game with a solid ground attack with Avila and Aarons putting up over 550 yards and 5 touchdowns in the first 2 games. Well, Argonaut defense was having none of that as they held both running backs combined to less than 125 yards, and it was just outstanding defensive play by the Mustangs. Patrick McCarthy, David Crowhurst, Corey Kling, and maybe the play of the game, Derek Fleming, who had a blindside sack on Weir late in the second quarter, actually knocked him out of the game for 2 series in the third, and that may have been the difference because they were having success through the air. Colfax had the early lead at 7-0 advantage after 1 quarter, and that's where the score stood. But early in the second quarter, Albiani ran it in from 3 yards out to put Argonaut on the board, and the game was tied at 7. On the Mustangs' next possession, Albiani dropped back to pass, and let's listen to the call.
Hernandez out wide to this side. Albiani the shotgun. White goes in motion. He wants to throw. He's looking for Hernandez deep in the corner. Oh! Frank's got it.
Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. That's going to have to be our utility telecom
Play of the game.
play and call of the game.
Well, that drive stalled out with a fumble, with the Mustangs fumble, and Colfax took possession deep in their own territory when David Crowhurst shot through the line and dropped Weir for a safety. Colfax would add a field goal, and Argonaut scored again on a 13-yard Johnny White touchdown, and Argonaut had a 15-10 lead. But Colfax answered right back with a 35-yard Weir to Van Dorn touchdown, a connection that seemed to work all night. To end the half, Colfax ahead 16-15. Argonaut held Colfax scoreless in the third, however, while getting a touchdown on a 10-yard run from Ramage to make the score 21-16 after 3. A Ramage interception set up a 33-yard touchdown from Johnny White that made it 28-16, but Colfax wasn't done. Weir comes back in the game and completes a 13-yard touchdown to Klopotek and make the score 28-13. Well, the Mustangs weren't done either, as they cap off their own drive with a 24-yard Johnny White touchdown, his 3rd TD of the game. But Colfax had no give up in them. With time running out, Colfax goes 72 yards, capped off with a 2-yard Aarons touchdown, and that would be your final Argonaut 35, Colfax 30. Argonaut has a bye this week, so they've got the week off to prepare for their first league action next week. Amador, let's look on the other side. Amador just continues to roll up the points to remain undefeated with a 59-7 thrashing of San Juan. That's 2 weeks in a row this very explosive Amador team has put up 59 points. Amador also has a bye this week as they get ready for their first league action, I believe, down in Linden. Bret Hart remains perfect at 2-0, beating Golden Sierra 27-6. This week, they put that 2-0 record on the line, traveling to North Highlands, who also are 2-0 after defeating Florin last week 39-20. Well, Somerville falls from the ranks of the unbeaten by losing to Bradshaw Christian 42-14, and this week Somerville hosts the 3-0 Houston High, who beat Ceres last week 55-38. Houston's always got a good football team, so Somerville will have their hands full this week looking to get back in the win column. Linden, well, what can we say about Linden? Linden remains the only Mother Lode League team without a win, losing to Galt 37-25, and I thought that if Linden had a chance to get into the victory column, it was last week against Galt, but that did not happen, and it looks like it's going to be a long season for Linden. This week, Linden hosts LeGrand, also winless on the year after falling to Livingston 14-10. Well, that does it for this Week 4 Pigskin preview. We'll hope you with us at this week's Game of the Week, Calaveras over at Union Mine. Week 4 action in Mother Lode League. I hope you're there.